Hello beautiful people, welcome to this channel Gera Fashion. My name is Chantal. This is our very first tutorial on this channel, and today we are going to learn how to cover, renew, revamp this old bag with our traditional cotton towel material. At this point, I believe everyone here is new, so guys, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so as to be notified when new videos are uploaded. And we promise to upload detailed, interesting tutorials here as often as possible. Stay close, watch this video to the end, and share with your friends and family. But before that, do remember to leave your comments in the comment section below. God bless you. Okay guys, these are the measurements we are going to be using. Okay, all right, let's get down to business. I'm super excited, guys. Okay, we have this bag. It's peeled, it's old, so we are just going to give it a different look. Okay, stay close. We are going to be needing our scissors. We are going to be needing a tape measurement. Okay, we are going to be needing a matching color of thread and needle. Okay, it's good to sew so that you are sure that it can be used for long. We also have this elastic gum, or better still, a shoe mending gum. But for this tutorial, I'm going to be using this glue gun. Okay, I just want to use this gum for this tutorial. We also have some pins. This one are not really necessary. We have your chalk to mark out your measurements, and your gas lighter. Okay, now we are going to measure the back. We are going to take the dimensions of the back so that we can cut it on our fabric. Okay, you can either decide to use the inches or the centimeter. We are going to measure the width and the length of the back. Okay, and when you measure, always remember to leave at least an inch to an inch and a half, like 1 to 1.5 inch allowance. Okay, you measure the width and you measure the length, you leave allowance so that you can use to fold and do your finishing. Okay, we have our length there of about 14 inches, like we saw the measurements before, and we are just going to add 1 inch. We are going to add 1 inch for our allowance. We're also going to measure the bottom part of the back. It's a little, the shape is a little oval or curvy oval, like the shape of an egg, but we are going to just cut square, and later we are going to shape it before we attach it to the back. Yes, we are going to shape it to that shape before we attach to the back. Okay, we'll also take the length and the width of the bottom part of the back. We also have the zipper flyer. Yes, we are also going to measure the length and the width. We measure all of this. You can get a piece of paper, you do your measurements, you write them on it, and later you just look and you cut on your fabric. Okay, we have about 1 inch there, so we are going to be cutting 1.5 inches or 2 inch preferably, so that half to fold to finish on this other side and half on this other side of the zip. And always remember, before you cover or revamp any bag, always remember to puff it, put some pieces inside to puff it, so that when you finish with your bag, you have a very good shape. We also have this zip block that you have to cover it if the initial material of the back does not match the color of your fabric. You have to cover it up too, so that your back will be neat at the end. I'll just apply my gum there, and I'll fold one edge before putting the material on the back. I'll fold one edge, I'll put it, and then I'll turn the other side. I'll apply my gum, and I'll also fold the edge before gumming the fabric to the back. Okay guys, you see it's folded. So I'm just going to go ahead to trim a little bit at the corners. You see there's excess fabric at the corners. I'm going to trim, but still leaving allowance so that I can fold the fabric, so that I can do the finishing at that level. And I'm going to do this with my needle and thread. I will just fold it inside, and I'll use my needle and thread, and I will sew. At this level they call it invisible sewing. You sew in a way that there will not be trace of thread on your back, meaning you hide all your thread inside. You hide it inside. You just fold like that, and then you sew. I think I'll drop details on how to sew invisible sewing at this channel, so that because it will help you in a lot of things that you be sewing, especially hand sewing. You need to know it. I'll just sew like that down, and I'll sew the other sides. The handles, I cut out 4 pieces. Okay, cut out 4 pieces, and I'm going to fold both edges of the fabric inside, so that I'll just place it on the back smoothly. Now remember our measurement of the handle. We have 1 inch. It's 1 inch, but we are going to be cutting out 2 inch because we need half to fold from this other end and half to fold from this other end. Like that. Okay, we fold both edges inside, and then we are going to gum it. When folding, make sure it gives you 1 inch at the end, so that when you place it on the back, it should not be more than the initial material of the back, and it should not be less. It should not be less. It should just place equally on the back. I'll just go ahead and gum it. I'll gum both edges inside like that. see the way I'm sending it inside so that it can also fall on the other side of the handle. Now we are kind of dividing that small piece into two. So we have part this other side, we have part the other way, to fully cover the initial material that was on the back, the handles of the back.
You know, say the God I serve is a biggie, biggie, biggie God. Oh, the God I serve is a.
Just going to go ahead and apply my gum at that level, and I'll gum it down to the back. Also apply the other way, I gum it down to the back. Now I'm going to go ahead to do the same thing on the other 3 sides of the handle. Same thing, 3 sides of the handle. Okay. So we have our handles covered. So I'm going to move now to the zip flyers. I'm going to do the same thing. I'll apply my gum on the flyers, on the zip flyers, and I'm going to stick the material on it, leaving allowance in both sides, so that you use to fold down at the level of the zip and at this other corner where we have the handles. Hope it's clear enough, guys. At this edge, I will fold my material by ½ an inch. Remember, when cutting, we always leave allowances at every corner, like left, right, up, down, left, right. Always leave allowance so that we use to fold and do our finishing. So I'll fold here, I will apply my gum, and I'll stick the material to the back. And I'll go ahead, after sticking one, and I'll go ahead to sew at the corner where we have the zip. I'll just sew it down. I always prefer, you can still use this gum. I love this gum because it really sticks well, very, very well. But I always prefer sewing at certain point to be assured that the bag is really firm and strong. You can carry anything inside. You can wash it, and because one disadvantage of the other gum is that when you wash your bag once or twice, the gum will lose its power and you start having bumps on your back. So that's why I prefer this other gum, and I prefer sewing, so that you're sure that even if you have to brush your back will still be very firm and neat. I'll sew, and I'll sew the other side. I'll sew the other side, same thing, apply my gum, and then I sew the other corner where we have the zip, and then this other corner I'll finish it when I'm doing the front and back of the back. I'll just use both edges to finish up the back. Okay, I'll go ahead to do the bottom piece. I'll just place it, and then I will try to follow the shape of the bottom piece to shape out the material, so I can have that oval shape, so that you place well on the back. If you use a square shape to sew on an oval shape something, it will give you something else. The outcome will not be nice. So if the bottom of the back was square, I will make sure my bottom piece is square. Okay, if it's rectangle, I make sure it is rectangle. Follow the shape of the bottom shape of the back. I'll apply my gum, and I will go ahead to place the material firmly. Make sure there are no twists, ruffles anywhere, there are no bumps anywhere. Make sure it is firm to the back. At the end of this, when you look at the back, you'll not be able to tell whether it is a covered back or a fabricated back, because everything is, beautifully placed, and the shape of the back is maintained. I'll go ahead and trim off the excess, the little excess I have, still leaving allowance to fold and finish the back. So I'm not trimming to the exact length of the bottom shape. I'm leaving allowance, still going to leave allowance. After that, I'll go ahead to place the back piece. I think this is the back of the back, or the back and the front is almost the same thing. Let's say I place the front piece of the back. Okay, you see the bottom piece is not finished, still have rough edges there. Yes, we are coming back to it. And in placing your front piece, make sure there is allowance up, there is allowance at the corners. Okay, left and right, bottom, top, there is allowance. Okay, apply my gum, and I